And welcome to the Rockefeller Oval here in Yonkers, New York, for this evening's game between the Milwaukee Dutchmen and the home side, the New York Haberdashers. At this time, we would like to introduce the starting lineup and batting order of the visiting Milwaukee Dutchmen. Batting first, number 23, the first baseman, Nello Buffrott. Batting second, the third baseman, number 27, Venus Jackson. Batting third, the center fielder, number 45, Chesty Squiders. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 19, Max Beef. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 28, Bustles Muxon. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 4, Booty Crooks. Batting seventh, the left fielder, number 8, Hofty Bagdood. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 10, Ben Mork-Stramperson. And batting ninth, the pitcher, number 18, Goof Alibi. And it's hats off to the Dashers. Let's give them a good cheer as our home side, the New York Haberdashers, take the field for this evening's game. The center fielder, number 11, the Seymour. The first baseman, number 28, Moss Wurtz. The the right fielder, number 22, Joe Nelly. The left fielder, number 8, Stump Phillips. Second baseman, number 23, Trevor Knockmore. The third baseman, number 6, Foulball Dumpkins. The catcher, number 19, Dip Hurls. The shortstop, number 16, Stokely Hathaway. And taking the mound for tonight's game, the starting pitcher for your New York Haberdashers, number 32, Beef Nuggets.
Good evening to you all from this in the radio booth of the Rockefeller Oval here in Yonkers, New York. My name is Scooch Closer. This is Radio WGZ, New York's only home for endless wet jazz. And it is hats off to the Dashers here on this beautiful, beautiful evening here in Yonkers, New York. On the mound today for the Haberdashers is Beef Nuggets, who's 5-4 with a 3.18 ERA. Facing Nello Buffrott in this one. Buffrott is batting .322, fouls off, and that's an 0-2 count. Pops that one high up into the air. Should be a quick first out of this game. Dip Hurls with the catch. That's out number 1.
Steve!
And with Venus Jackson aboard. Go to a 1-1 pitch. Hit that right to the glove of Joe Nelly, who's in right field today. And man batting .306 for Venus Jackson. He's out for out number 2. Bringing up Chesty Squiders batting .345. He's going to be on with a single. So Squiders is on first with a 2-out single. And it brings up Max Beef, who's batting a stout .405 with 10 home runs, 31 runs batted in. And he will strike out. So Beef Nuggets gets strikeout number 1 today. That is a big one for him, and that will retire the side. So coming to the plate to start things off here for the Dashers is Versi Moore. This rookie leadoff batsman is quite the hand to have. He does, in fact, line it out for the first out of the inning. Bring up Moss Wurtz. A 1-2 combination of Moore and Wurtz to good pickups from the Nursery League for the Haberdashers. The Haberdashers sit at 26-27, 7 games out of first place. The Dutchmen 21-32. They are 12 games adrift. And currently sit in last place. A 1-2 pitch for Moss Wurtz, puts him on with a single that goes right to center field, and it's retrieved by Chesty Squiders. Joe Nelly is in for Whiny Jagoff today. And the pair of Charleston Crows leading off the leading off for the Haberdashers. Good to see them on board all the way up from Charleston, South Carolina. Signed by the New York side, by our home side, and that's a full count for Joe Nelly with one out.
No ball forward.
He will walk. So on the mound today is Goof Alibi. Alibi is, I don't have the stats up for Alibi at the moment. I have the stats up for, this is Con Ruthless, and that's the other game. Goof Alibi is 3-4 with an ERA of 6.05.
No bye.
26 strikeouts this season. This is start number 14 for Goof Alibi.
Take your base.
And that will be another walk, so that will load the bases for Trevor Knoxmore, getting Stump Phillips to walk. They stay here in the bottom of the first for this game. Venus Jackson diving onto that one. That will be out number 2. It does bring home one run. It is 1-0 in favor of the Haberdashers. So the Dashers take the lead here in the bottom of the first. And a sacrifice hit by Trevor Knockmore. That's RBI number 14 for him. He brings up 6 to the spot and striking out, swinging his foul ball Duncans to end the inning. So strikeout number 27 for Mr. Alibi. And we head to the top of the second. Top of the second with Bustles Muxon, 5th in the order. He is batting .329 this season. Game number 54 of our 84-game season here in the Continental League in 1920. We doubled it from last year's season. There's no need to worry about the Kaiser this year. And Muxon will strike out. That's strikeout number 2 today for Beef Nuggets.
Up inside. Stay right. Up inside.
Takes the ball, 2-1, gives a good scratch of the rectal area. And that's going to be foul for a 2-2 count. Filling it up a little bit is Booty Cooks. Fouls it behind the home plate. Look alive there. It clears that fencing area that is there for everyone's protection. Cooks will swing and strike out. Strikeout number 3 in a row for Beef Nuggets. He's making a case to be considered an ace for this team. Will in fact get Hofty Bad Dude to hit into a ground ball out right to Trevor Knoxmore. The throw was to Moss Wirtz and the out recorded. So bottom of the second, the Dashers currently up by a score of 1-0. Facing the Milwaukee Dutchmen, who have been well, they have improved as of late. They are more like their side of championship glory that we saw last year.
Take your base.
And but they're still showing a bit of improvement necessary. Dip Hurls will walk on the opening batsman of here. This is the bottom of the second. To 8th in the lineup, it's Stokely Hathaway, the shortstop. Takes strike 1. Swings, and that's going to get past a diving Venus Jackson, and he's going to be on with a single. Hathaway batting .238. That is hit number 35 for Mr. Hathaway. And it brings us to the pitcher, Beef Nuggets. Has 5 hits this season. Lays down a bunt right into the glove of Booty Cooks and into a fancy Dan double play. Well, it caught off second base. Dip Hurls. So that's very unfortunate. And we go to the top of the order with Versi Moore yet again.
Inside.
0 for 1 today. My stat sheet had Herzl Good written in the pitcher spot. That is not correct. These Nuggets, Herzl Good was part of the game last time these two teams met. This, of course, is the 3rd game of the 3-game series. Each team has taken a victory. New York winning 3-2 with Herzl Good on the mound. Who gets the win in the game 2 days ago. The Dutchmen won 8-5 in the opener. So the winner of the series, of course, will be decided by this one. Matt Keith is there to get that ground ball and gets Moss Wirtz out at first to retire the side. So we head to the top of the 3rd. It is 1-0. A lot of batsmen being left on base so far today shows the competent fielding of these teams. And of course, that fielding is what helped Milwaukee win the 1919 Continental League Championship. But they will be defending it this year as Ben Markstrom, the center lead off, will strike out. And already Beef Nuggets has 4 strikeouts today. And we have a man yesterday in the form of Tim Wakefield for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings, the upstate New York team, that actually turned out to put a record in the books. 8 strikeouts in a single game for Tim Wakefield. As far as I'm concerned, that is the record to my knowledge. Arabai is going to be on with a single here with 1 out so far. Of the third, we're listening to Radio WJZ, New York's only home for endless wet jazz and the only home for the New York Haberdashers. And Nello Buthrot's going to hit into a Fancy Dan double play to end the inning. Well, that Fancy Dan double play is brought to you by Fancy Dan. Follicle products put more fop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. You can try their assortment of hair products, tonics, and elixirs, such as styling salves, sculpting epoxies, and of course the all-ever popular hair lubricants. Don't be a Mitchell, be a Fancy Dan. Bottom of the third inning, Joe Nelly is going to lead off for the Haberdashers. They lead 1-0 so far, and he's going to drop that fly ball. It's going to bounce off the wall, hit the warning track, and find the glove of Chesty Squiders, and Joe Nelly is on with a leadoff double to get things going for the Haberdashers. Brings up Stump Phillips, who walked in his first at-bat, as did Joe Nelly as well. Going to, well, that is a single that is going to move right to, oh my goodness, well, it got Joe Nelly out at home. Well, it will move, goodness me, it does move Mr. Phillips to second base. But it does mean that Joe Nelly is caught out at home. What a throw by Chesty Squiders, I must say. And 2 outs already with foul ball Duncans to the plate. And Trevor Knockmore had the sacrifice hit in his first at-bat in the first, but now we are at a runner on second. And of course is Stump Phillips. And foul ball Duncans did strike out in his first at-bat today. He's going to swing that right to Venus. Jackson gets it in the underhand catch to retire the side. So we head to the top of the fourth. And the hits are happening for the Haberdashers. They just need to string a couple more together and create some run production. And I think this game could be well out of hand. Well, never count out the Milwaukee Dutchmen either, as that was a leadoff single from Venus Jackson, batting .306 this season. 1 for 2 today, and with a single in the first is Chesty Squiders, his second at bat. That's going to drop. That's a fly ball dropping right in front of Seymour. We'll move him to first. Be a single for him, and that'll be a single, bringing up Max Beef with no outs. 2 runners on. Max Beef, 31 RBIs. He did strike out in his first at-bat. He's going to hit that right to Joe Nelly, and that will load the bases. So Bustles Muxin with no outs. The base is loaded. Bustles Muxin has 38 runs batted in this season. If he gets a hit, I imagine he would look for 39 and 30 and 40. He gets it right to foul ball Duncans. Keeps everybody on base. There's 1 out. Brings us to Booty Cooks, who struck out in his first at-bat in the second inning. That pitch is strike 1. That one's right down the middle. Booty Cooks fouls it off. And we are watching to see what is going to happen here. It's going to be bumped off by Beef Nuggets. Gets the out at first, so it does allow 1 run on the sacrifice. Booty Cooks gets RBI number 19 for him. It's tied at 1. However, deflecting that ball did actually keep it on the ground, and the next batsman was Hoffy Bagdude. He will ground it right to Trevor Knockmore. So, damage limitation, I suppose, is the name of the game at this point. We are tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Milwaukee Dutchmen strand 2 runners. With the bases loaded, that is not with no outs. I will say that is not that could have gotten so much worse for the Haberdashers. Escaping with only one run, score having scored, is about as good as you can ask when the bases were loaded with no outs. Anyway, we are on to the the bottom of the fourth. Working the pitch count up of Goof Alibi is Dip Pearls. The great signing. He is from the Memphis Mud Pigs. He's going to strike out. Well, I guess curse of the commentator there. It's been Stokely Hathaway who had a single in the first at-bat. Going to be out right into the glove of Hofty back. Dudu's in left field today for the batsman. Brings us to Beef Nuggets. Hit into the double play and his first at bat. And he will strike out to bring us to the top of the fifth. But it's still tied at 1 with the 8 and 9 batsmen up to the plate and on deck. Ben Stramperson struck out looking in his first at bat. And in his first time through the batting order, Beef Nuggets struck out 4 of the 9. He's going to strike out Stramperson, swinging at his strikeout number 5 today. Going to get right past the glove of Foulball Duncans. That is a bit of a fortunate bounce, as it were, and Goof Alibi will be on with a double. So Goof Alibi is 2 for 2 today. The pitcher is 2 for 2. And we go back to the top of the order with 1 out. It's Nello Buthrat, who is 0 for 2 today. Did get into a double play to end the inning in his last at-bat. There's no real double play on the... Well, that's going to be a strikeout looking. That's strikeout number 6 for Beef Nuggets. And dare I say, he might have been inspired by Mr. Wakefield's effects and his efforts last night. And he's looking to go for 8 as well, maybe 9. I mean, we're only at the halfway point in this game. Folks listening to my voice on Radio WJZ, if you're not in the ballpark, I'm afraid you might possibly be missing a chance to flirt with history tonight. Unfortunately, that's going to get past the glove. It's going to bounce off the glove of Stokely Hathaway. I was getting a bit ahead of myself. Beanish Jackson getting his 26th RBI. And it is an RBI single for Beanish Jackson. And it is 2-1 in favor of the Dutchmen, the away side. Big swing from Chesty Squiders, who's 2 for 2 with singles. He's going to strike out looking. And we are now at strikeout count. We're at strikeout watch. It's 7 strikeouts for Beef Nuggets. However, the result is not in favor of the Haberdashers. The bats have not come quite alive yet. It is 2-1 with Goof Alibi back on the mound facing Versimore. Top of the order. He's going to smash that into the glove of Chesty Squiders. It's a well-hit fly ball, but it goes right into his glove for out number 1. Mossworth hit a single in his first at-bat today. His second one was an out. He's 1 for 2. He's batting .455, so you kind of expect some amazing heroics from the man. He will walk, so I suppose Alibi just couldn't give him something to swing at. But didn't really give him chase. Plenty of baseball to be played. The bottom of the fifth. Hitting that one hard is Joe Nelly right into the glove of Chesty Squiders, foul number 2. Didn't quite have the power on it as it did last time. Does bring up the cleanup batsman. Stump Phillips, 2 outs. Phillips does have 48 runs batted in this season. 18 home runs, a 364 average. And we'll hit it right to Beanish Jackson, who will throw to Buthrat in time for out number 3. We are through 5 innings in this evening's game from the Rockefeller Oval. Again, my name is Scooch Closer. You're listening to Radio WJZ. New York's only home for endless wet jazz. This is the Rockefeller Oval in Yonkers, New York. We're listening to the Milwaukee Dutchmen as they face the New York Haberdashers in the final game of a 3-game series. And Max Beef will start things off in the top of the 6th by grounding out to Powerball Duncans with progress in time. And it brings us to Bassel's Muxon. Muxon had a single in his last at bat. He's 1 for 2 today.
Nope.
Got 38 runs batted in, 13 home runs. His next hit will be number 71. He's hit 70 hits today this season, and he will be walked by Beef Nuggets. That will put the runner on first for Rudy Cooks, who had the sacrifice hit in the 4th inning. Takes strike 1, a 1-1 count. That is going to be outside for a ball 2. And that will drop right in front of Joe Nelly. It will move Bassel's Muxon all the way to third. Throw not in time. So runners are on the corner with 1 out and Hofty Bagdude 0 for 2 today. His average is 269. He only has 2 runs batted in. Hit it right to Nuggets, who will take his time. Knockmore to what's a fancy Dan to end the inning. Well, that fancy Dan is at a great time to happen. And it's brought to you by Fancy Dan Follicle Products. Put more fop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. You can try the crimping powder, the sculpting epoxies, the styling salves, the hair lubricants, the gelatin-based tonics, anything that will give your hair the gleam, glimmer, sheen, and or shimmer. Fancy Dan Follicle Products. Knockball will ground out. He's not having the best of days. He did have the sacrifice. RBI in the first inning, but not much from the Dashers since then. As is shown by Powerball Duncans, who grounded right out to Ben Rock-Stramplison. Throw in time to Buthroth. We are 2 outs into this one, the bottom of the 6th. The Milwaukee Dutchmen lead by a score of 2-1. That is a good shot by Dip Hurls. That drops in to the corner of left field. That'll be extra bases for him. He slides in with a double. That is double number 5 for Dip Hurls this season. Oakley Hathaway will face a new pitcher. It is Food Thoyd. And he will come out in a double switch with Joey Bread coming into left field as I update my statistic sheet. So Food Thoyd, the preferred reliever for the Milwaukee Dutchmen. As Alibi goes 5 2/3. It's a good showing for him, as we expect. But Food Thoyd is going to give up this lead on an RBI single from Stokely Hathaway. Singles it down the third base line, past the diving glove of Venus Jackson, and over to Joey Bread, who is welcomed into this game by having to try to track down the second run, which is scored by Dip Hurls. Up to Beef Nuggets with 2 outs.
That's on time. Low.
And will get swinging Beef Nuggets to retire the side. So Beef Nuggets will head into the top of the 7th with Ben Rock-Stramplison at the plate. First pitch is right to Stokely Hathaway. He will field it and throw it right towards. This is Joey Bread now at the plate. And he will swing at the first pitch, and it will go right to Hathaway again. Throw towards. 2 up and 2 down. Head to the top of the order. Nella Buthroth fouling off the first pitch. Takes strike 2.
Nope, high. Ball high.
Is high. Both pitches for 2 counts. Right to Trevor Knockmore, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Haberdashers. No new strikeouts for Beef Nuggets. He still sits at 7. Prior to yesterday, I would say he's tying the record, but the record was broken last night. 8 in one game.
Stay right.
I say it because it's fresh and because Nuggets is so much flirting with that record at the moment. But we head to the bottom of the 7th, and most importantly is a win more so than personal achievements and records. I'd like to see the Haberdashers get back to 500 today. A win would do it, put them at 27 and 27. Versi Moore will lead off with a single, top of the order to start the bottom of the 7th. Food Thoyd has a 6-4 record, of 4.90 ERA.
That's high.
34 strikeouts, has made 31 appearances prior to today, pitching a total of 71 and 2/3 innings. Comes in for about 2 to 3 innings worth of effort. Gonna hit that right into a fancy Dan. Well, Moss Words hits it right to Stramplison, to Beef, to Buffrot, and 2 outs with the bases cleared. And Joe Nelly, he is 1 for 2 today, a double, and he didn't walk low. We'll get Nelly to hit it into the glove of Chesty Squiders. So, again, and a bit less conventional 1-2-3 inning. We head to the top of the 8th with Venus Jackson. Jackson did bat in the second run of this game in his last at-bat. That was a few innings ago. He's going to pop it up on the second pitch to Tom Phillips in left field. Bring up Chesty Squiders. Bit of a hay fever here in July. And then he's wanting a bit of a hay fever going around. Not any sort of serious flus, I hope, from Beef Nuggets. However, dropping that into deep center field is Chesty Squiders. That's his 3rd hit of the game. And his first for extra bases. He's going to get in with the double with 1 out and Max Beef here.
Inside.
Nuggets has kept his pitch count very low today for having as many strikes as he has. Oh my goodness, well they tried to pick off Squiders at second, and on that is going to be a disaster, and he will steal third. So a go-ahead run is now 90 feet away. It is going to score on that line drive from Max Beef. He will stay at first, but he's done what he's needed to do by getting RBI number 32 for him this season and giving the Dutchmen the lead 3-2 with Bustles Muxin up the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. He did walk.
That's up.
And for as well as Nuggets has been pitching, that was absolutely a folly on his part. And now he will walk Bustles Muxin with Booty Coops up to the plate. Booty Coops responsible for the other run, for the first run of the game, scored by the Dutchmen.
Nope.
It was a sacrifice in the 4th inning. Foul it off, so it's a 1-1 count. Attempt on a double steal, which is aggressive for the Dutchmen, I say. That's I expected that, but I guess it does break up a double play. Well, welcome to tying the record, Beef Nuggets. Your team is still behind, however. You are in fact tied with Tim Wakefield.
Steve Reck.
And in comes Hoon McMunch. The pinch hit for Food Thoyd pops it up into the air. Hoon McMunch. That is a home run to industry. Well, goodness me. Well, Hoon McMunch hits home run number 4 this season. And this game has opened up. It is now 6-2 thanks to a 3-run home run from Hoon McMunch. He hits it to industry. And out will come Beef Nuggets. In comes Wash Muscles out of the bullpen. And we'll get out number 3. We'll get Ben Stramplison to pop it up into foul territory. But it seems the damage has been done already. believe that is Jeff Loud on the mound, if I'm correct. Stump Phillips will be on with a single to get things going for the Dashers. So, no, it is Beth Factory. I beg your pardon. So Phillips is on with a single to lead off. That is 2 hits for him today. Brings up Trevor Knockmore.
Inside.
And Beth Factory is a pickup from the Leighton Park Lowlanders for Milwaukee from their developmental team. A 3.00 ERA. Opponents only hit 283 against him. This season in the Continental League, it's been 343. So again, a very hittable relief pitcher. So the Dashers do fancy their chances here. Foul ball Dunkins. Well, Trevor Knoxville has not had a good day at all. 1 sacrifice RBI, but 3 blanks on his sheet as well. That's going to be... Oh, it's going to be a fancy Dan to end the inning. Foul ball Dunkins will hit it right into a 5-4-3. And we head to the top of the 9th with Milwaukee in a 6-2 lead. The Fancy Dan Follicle Products brings you the Fancy Dan double play. Put more pop in your cough with Fancy Dan. The home run hit by Whom McMunch is brought to you by industry brand colognes, perfumes, and other things that are fragrances. If it smells good, it must be industry, and if it's industry, it must smell good. Well, the first at bat was Joey Bread. He records the first out. So New York will watch Muscles on the mound for a second inning. Will try to limit the damage to a 4-run deficit. We have seen comebacks like this before. That's going to be bad contact from Buffrock. Right to Dunkins to come into the grass and gets the second out from Wertz. And Venus Jackson is 2 for 4 today. One of the more prolific batsmen of the Dutchmen. I think Chesty Squide is on deck. He's 3 for 4 today, so that means we want to get this out. And Knockmore will get it by throwing it to Wertz, grounding that, and bring us to the bottom of the 9th. Well, we have a bit of a deficit to overcome. Dip Hurls, followed by Stokely Hathaway, and then well, is the pitcher spot, but I imagine it will not be Wash Muscles. So Dip Hurls facing Beth Factory. Hurls will lead off with a fly ball into shallow center. So that is a lead-off single for Hurls. His second hit today, and with a 2 for 3, going 2 for 3 today, is Stokely Hathaway with 1 RBI. So bottom of the lineup, not a bad man to go to right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a man by the name of Twiney Jagoff coming in for Wash Muscles to pinch hit in the on-deck circle. And I gotta say, that is a man that I would like to see come off the bench. I would hopefully see that. Looks like Hathaway is going to pop it up into the air. Retreating to first base is Hurls. That is out number 1. And I imagine that it will not be Wash Muscles. Sure enough, it is Twiney Jagoff. Getting a bit of rest today, but needed in this case. Hit it right to Buffrock. Oh, don't tell me he's going to. Right into a fancy damn double play to end the game. Well, on the first pitch, he hits it right to Buffrock, to Beef, back to Buffrock, and that will bring a very quick game, a very quick end to the game this evening. The Haberdashers have in fact fallen to the Dutchmen in this one. The final score of this one, Milwaukee Dutchmen 6 runs from 11 hits with 1 error. The New York Haberdashers 2 runs from 9 hits with 1 error. This will improve Milwaukee's record to 22-32. They still sit bottom of the Continental League, a game and a half behind 7th place Chicago at the moment. New York will stay in, will go to 26-28 with a loss. They will be 7.5 games behind New Ohio, and they will drop to 5th place behind Pittsburgh by a half a game. The winning pitcher in this game is Food Thoyd. Food Thoyd gets a win to his name, and that would improve his record to 7-4. Beef Nuggets, however, gets the loss, and Beef Nuggets will drop his record to 5-5 with that one. A shame considering 8 strikeouts. A record-setting game, but on the losing end of that one. We thank our friends at the Honeybee Tobacco Company, bringing you hand-rolled fresh cigarettes grown in the fabled tobacco roads of the Carolinas. Any time is a good time for a honey wheat cigarette. They bring to you the finest dandies of the day, and as they do for all games here in the 1920 version of the Continental League. The third finest dandy today is Chesty Squires for Milwaukee, going 3 for 4 with a double. The second finest dandy is Dip Pearls for the Haberdashers, going 2 for 3 with a double. But the finest dandy of the day is, in fact, the pinch hitter named of Hoon McMunch. So Hoon McMunch hitting the home run, the 3-run home run, that effectively gave the Milwaukee Dutchmen the win in this game. He is your finest dandy of the day. He gets a complimentary carton of honey wheat cigarettes, brought to you by the Honeybee Tobacco Company, who humbly request that you smoke wheat every day. That will conclude the game for us here, but fret not, the baseball will continue here at the Rockefeller Oval. The New York Haberdashers get to rest up because the Boston Ruffians are in town tomorrow. Bit of a budding rivalry between New York and Boston, a bit of a distance between them. I'm not certain that such a rivalry between two towns like that will count, or for anything in the long run, but, you know, they seem to enjoy it. It brings out the best in both teams, so, hey, I guess this newfound Boston-New York rivalry, I suppose, let's give it a shot, I guess. I think it's a bit too far in distance for the two teams. I don't understand it, but they seem to like it. But the Boston Ruffians are in town for 3 days in a row. In a 3-game series, Rasmus Auctions is on the mound tomorrow. He will face Bruce Dapper for the Ruffians. And, of course, you can listen to that game here on Radio WJZ. We bring you back to the music. The Endless Wet Jazz continues. My name is Scooch Closer. That is it for tonight's broadcast. As always, I bid you a good evening. Hats off to you, and hats off to the Dashers.